Hi, welcome to my channel. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Don't forget to check the description to this video. I have links to some of my popular videos, a link to my Amazon account for a lot of things that you all ask about. Don't forget I have a bunch of playlists on the home page of this channel. Thank you. Part of our meal prep today is getting some veggies ready for the week. We're going to be doing several things with the veggies, so we got to get them cut up in different ways. So, got to get these cut up. Let's see, first thing we'll do is our peppers. The way I do my peppers is I push in the green, that green piece. Push that in. It takes both thumbs. Sometimes it's a little hard, but once you get it pushed in, it'll look like that. You can run your finger around it. Then you pry it open. And then you pull it out, and there's your seeds. Then you shake it into your sink. And that's it. Now it's ready for you to cut. Now it's ready for you to cut however you want to cut it. I'm going to do these others. I am going to be doing different things with these veggies. I'm going to be pickling some. I'm going to be making different things. So I want bigger chunks for these. These are not necessarily for a salad. So I'm just going to be cutting them in big chunks. And that'll be what how I'm going to cut all these up. Okay, there's our peppers. So now we move on to the next vegetable. Something else I'm going to be doing, I have a zucchini here. And I am going to slice it up because I'm going to make some bread and butter pickles today. And I'm going to put some zucchini in the bread and butter solution. So I'm going to cut these up kind of thin, kind of not thin. I don't cut like a fancy chef. And then I'm going to cut them in rings. I was about to say squares. Rings, and then I'm going to cut those rings in half. So that way if I do put them on a salad, they will not take up as much space in my container. And there we go. There's my zucchini along with the mess on the floor. Next vegetable I'm cutting up is my cucumbers. And so I have found that I do not like the little end piece of cucumbers. So I am not going to keep them. So I'm going to cut the ends off of all of these. This is a package. I've washed them off. I'm going to cut off all the ends of them. So now I'm going to cut them up for my pickles. These two are pretty small, so I'm not going to cut them in half. I know I said in a previous video I'm going to make sure that I cut them smaller. But these are smaller cucumbers, not the really big ones that you get. This one's a big one. So I'll probably cut these three in half first. There. So now I'm going to cut up all these cucumbers. I have three packages of cucumbers. So now what I'm going to do is cut them up and get them ready for me to make the brine. But first we got to cut all the vegetables up. Something I forgot to tell you all, I didn't know what cucumbers are best. I knew I wanted smaller ones, but these were called pickling cucumbers. And when I Googled to see like what that means, it says that they're made for pickling. They're like all supposed to be similar to the same size. Sorry about that, you took a nosedive. They're supposed to all be similar to the same size. I guess so a person could pickle them as whole pickles maybe. But anyway, so the pickles that I have bought are pickling cucumbers. So that is how many cucumbers I had. It was 3 packages. So that's how many cucumbers I have. We're going to start with our onions. So I do not know, but I think the reason why my eyes water has to do with the smell. All of the things that I read about how to make your eyes not water from onions, hold something between your teeth. Well, that's you're breathing out of your mouth. Light a candle. Well, that's the smell. Turn on a fan. Again, that's the smell. So I do not have like a swimming nose clip, but I have this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this paper tissue because the clamps will hurt my nose. And I am going to clamp my nose shut. And this is what we're going to try today. Thankfully, you can't see me, but this is how I'm looking. And if I suck it a little bit, I could breathe. But we're going to try this. So, and I'm going to turn my fan on low or on medium. So let's just see what happens here. We're making onions for a couple things. We want it to be for our pickles. And we want it to be for something else I'm doing later. And for roasting. So I'm going to cut up this onion and I'm going to do it in big pieces. Keep onions away from your dogs. They are poisonous to dogs. Okay, so I've got my ends, both my ends. Well, I'm going to cut this in a little bit more. There we go. All right, so now, like I said, I want these in big chunks. So I'm going to cut it in half. Then I'm going to cut it in half and in half. So the smaller chunks can be used for something else. But now I need something to put them in. This is not going to be big enough because I have a whole bunch of onions. So now I'm going to cut up 2 more onions, and then I'm going to slice 2 onions. So I'll be back after I finish the 2 that I'm cutting in big chunks. Okay, so I want some slices. So I'm just going to go on and slice this. I was going to use my mandolin, but I'm going to try to be like a grown-up and slice them myself. Not too shabby. Try not to kill myself or chop off anything. I know y'all worry about that lots of times. I think I'm getting to the stage where I might just cut myself. Let's do one more. Alright. I'm using my my plastic, what do you call these things? Dadgummit. My plastic what? What is this thing? There we go. I'm making me a little edge so it doesn't roll around. My plastic disposable cutting board. I'm using that today instead of my paper plates. I think I used it last weekend too. Now I'm going to say my eyes are watering a little bit, but nothing like normal. Of course, I talk like I have a cold, but I don't. It's just because I got... And I tell you what, if I find this works pretty well, I would actually go out on Amazon and buy a swimmer's nose plug. If this works. Like I said, I still have another bag of onions left. But man, this is way, way, way better than how it usually is. I did have to stop and blow my nose. I have a lot of allergies. So, all right, now let's do our red onion. Okay, so I can't say this method works because my nose is running still. Or my eyes. My eyes are watering. So, anyway, they do feel a little bit better than usual. I'll say that. But I did just go and put some allergy eye drops in. I've heard that it's an allergy situation. I don't know. But I do know it's better than it has been in the past. It's not perfect, but it's better than it has been. So, one more, and then we're going to do slices. I like big chunks of onion when I eat it. But I also like little slices for things like my salad. So, now I'm going to do what I did a while ago. Add there we go. Get this last one sliced up. Alright. Yep, I'll see you. Well, first let me show you what we end up with so that way you see. We have 1 thing of sliced red onions and 1 thing of chunked red onions. Now I'm going to wash my hands, get this off my nose, wash off my cutting board, and go relax for a few minutes to rest my eyes. If you are not eating fruit, you can go ahead and skip this section. I'm going to cut up a pineapple I bought. Hey, I think I have one of those dealies. Hang on. Nope, I don't have what I was looking for. I used to have, I don't know, I may have thrown it away at some point. I used to have one of those dealies that you cut off the end and then squirt it in or screw it in, and it takes off all the, it pulls out all of the pineapple. So now I'm just going to peel my pineapple and I'll get back with you. The thing I don't like about pineapple is that there's so much waste because, I mean, there's literally nothing we can do about it, but it has all the little brown prickly things that stick out. And, you know, in order to get those off, you got to cut off a lot of the pineapple itself. I bet you there's some professional people out there that would be able to say, Terry, you can eat those, or no, don't do this, or don't do that, and ways to save me, but I don't really know. I don't know much about pineapple. So, all right, we're going to cut these really thick because we're going to use it for, I'm doing shish kebabs today, probably maybe in another video. So I need these to be kind of thick because I want it on my shish kebabs. So there's my big rings. I'll cut them in half. I think half again, and that'll be good. So I'll cut each ring in a quarter. Okay, that's all the prepping of my veggies. So I'm going to end the video here. You can see how I use the veggies in other videos. So there you go. That's the end of my cutting up my veggies phase.